Oh yeah! Oh my good gracious me! What the fuck is going on? Bear Jesus has come to play. Bear Jesus has shown his wings. Bear Jesus is coming forth, and you shall repent for buying the green button! Welcome back, everybody, to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. I am your host, Crypto Bro, and we are back at it again with another edition of the daily live stream. And you guessed right, some heinous debauchery going on in the stock market and cryptocurrency market. I don't know what the fuck just came on. There we go. Plenty to talk about. Change of behaviors looking to be confirmed on the weekly time frame for most of the assets that we are going to be observing today. I think I'm going to try to keep it slow, a little bit slower. That way, what I say is a little more understandable. Because the information that I'm going to provide for you guys tonight is going to be incredibly important for the future of the stock market and cryptocurrency market. So, we definitely have lots to cover, and I'm basically just going to clear my charts and lay everything out once again for everybody on each and every asset that we observe, which means I'm going to go boop for that one. Man. We're going to be talking about the 24-hour time frame, the weekly time frame, because those are the relevant long-term time frames that I'm going to be paying attention to very closely in the next few days here. Again, plenty to discuss, plenty of heinous, disgusting price action flashing potential signs of reversal here in a lot of these assets, and already confirming reversal in some other assets as well. Plenty to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it. We're going to start off with NASDAQ index today. We're gonna identify some very critical points of interest here. The points that I do lay out in red are going to be the points of incredible interest here. First one being the current macro low, pointed right here at 14,485. That is the current structural higher low. That is the pivotal, I can't even talk, the pivotal, crucial, important price action point that we need to be focused on right now. Any candle closure below this red support line here, damn it. Any candle closure below this red support line here that flips and confirms to new tentative resistance, I will be looking for this to flip into a bear market here. Next point of interest, which is not that big of a point of interest. Well, we're going to go with major points of interest, right? Realistically, if we do change behavior below that red horizontal, the next one realistically that we could see price action move to here is $13,000 even. And then a pivotal point of interest here as well. Now we're going to fill in the lines here with some more major points here, right? The red ones are going to be what identify the critical points, the macro points that I am focused on here for this price action, and the blue lines will represent, not so major levels, right? Targets, if that makes any sense here. So we're going to go ahead. Kind of identify where we're at right now with this current price action, and what do we see? We see NASDAQ seeing absolute continuation here. I actually thought maybe we'd get a low right in this region right here, and that was not the case. That was absolutely not the case. We ended up just straight rejecting and breaching through tentative support here. Now I'm going to be looking for tentative resistance to be confirmed at this level, 14,930. potentially, if we do get a secondary candle closure below that region, I am going to be looking for this. I'm actually going to be looking for this region now, even though we don't have confirmation. I am looking at this from a little bit more of an aggressive approach here. I am going to be looking for a targeted test of 14,485 to the downside, and we already know any candle closure below that region will confirm a macro change of behavior. Now, with that being said here, we need to flip the perspective here to a higher term time frame. Again, higher time frames take precedence over lower time frames here. And what do we see on the weekly time frame? On the weekly time frame, we are currently resting on new lows. We can see right in this region here, hugging the 21 exponential. This is our weekly macro structural higher low before seeing the formation continue to all-time highs. And now we see current price action. While we do have, we only have 16 hours. We have today. We have today, ladies and gentlemen. We have today. If I see a closure on the weekly time frame today below on new lows, below 14,000, let's be accurate with this one, 14,755 here, I will be classifying that as a weekly change of behavior. New weekly lows will be confirmed, and I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, with the truest and purest honesty available, that is not fucking bullish at all. New lows on the weekly does not speak volumes for the bullish perspective, ladies and gentlemen. It does not. We see weekly RSI breach. Oh God, look at these signals. RSI breaching the 50 read here. Again, on the weekly time frame. We are not looking at the daily time frame right now. We are currently focused on the weekly time frame. On weekly RSI, pivotal new lows here below the 50 read. What does that mean for the structure? I mean, realistically, yeah, we could formulate some kind of diagonal uptrend line here, but nothing is confirmed until I see a stop and a reversal point on the weekly time frame for this asset here. For now, I do believe it is very possible that we are seeing just the beginning of what is to come here potentially for this market. Weekly stochastics, after escaping the bullish critical zone and the bullish control zone, back into neutral territory, as well as confirming on new lows as well. The weekly does not look like the pinnacle of health and fitness here. I'm not going to give you guys any targets based off the weekly, but just know that we see a change of behavior potentially in formation here on the weekly time frame for NASDAQ, and that does not spell peace and prosperity. It does not spell bullishness from my perspective. It wouldn't be out of the question to see a bounce, back up to tentative resistance on the weekly time frame, back up towards like 14,009. But at the end of the day, even if we confirm resistance here at 14,009 on the weekly time frame, I will be looking for massive moves on the weekly time frame all the way down to 14,000 bucks. Flipping back to the daily time frame here, the only thing at this current point in time that would convince me that we likely see a structural higher low would be a flip today. A flip today, and today only. Because if we see continuation below this red line of horizontal support, again at 14,490, we will confirm a change of behavior. We will confirm new macro lows on the daily time frame, as well as the weekly time frame as well. And I'm going to be looking for massive continuation to the downside. We likely confirm some type of bear market. As a result, we are already in the precipice of a downtrend. We have already confirmed a downtrend here. After seeing these all-time highs all the way up here, we saw this boom, bounce off the 21, confirm a slightly lower high, breaks through the 21, lower lows, bounces back up, confirms lower highs, and then continues all the way down to new lower lows. Closing below this red line of support will only spell disaster, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, but seeing a change of behavior on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame collectively, not necessarily the fucking picture of health and fitness. Now, could we see a bounce all the way back up, right? All the way back up to like 15,007? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely we could. But I'm going to be on lower high alert. I'm going to be on, a bearish trend alert. I'm going to be looking for lower highs and lower lows throughout this formation until proven otherwise. The only proof otherwise that would convince me that we remain bullish at the current moment in time would be closures on new highs above 15,920 spot 75. Again, with confirmation, right? We got to remember, just because we, get a little bit of a peak above does not confirm anything. We could see rejection still and the downtrend formation continue to the downside here. RSI in the daily time frame peeking through the top side of the bearish control zone, still pointed down, losing a little bit momentum. Again, it is more reactive to price action than stochastic, so we are seeing a little bit of that pressure waning here, but nonetheless, it doesn't mean shit here. We could stop, reverse, come back to the exponential, reject it once again, and continue the bearish trend to the downside. Stochastics in the bearish critical zone as well, continuing to confirm more new lows. Again, this doesn't convince me of anything bullish at the current moment in time. While it is very possible, and it is possible that we stop and reverse and confirm some kind of macro high or low in this region here, if we see closures below, again, that red line, 14,005, I am going to flip my macro bullish perspective immediately to a macro bearish perspective. Now, that does not mean that we can't play bullish plays. It's possible to play bullish plays in a bear market. It happens all the time, but that does not mean I'm going to be looking for new all-time highs. I'm not going to be looking for the uptrend to continue. I'm going to be looking for this reversal to play out, and I'm going to be looking for an extended period of time where we are no longer in a in a bull market here. So that's going to do it for NASDAQ. SPY futures, again, not so close to the macro lows, but still initiating another form of a change of behavior here. We've already seen price action on SPY futures take out two lows here. Now, while I do believe these lows are inconsequential, it does not disparage the fact that we are in the midst of a change of behavior. We are currently resting on the support at 44.40 spot 50. But momentum oscillators do not speak volumes here. Stochastics confirming new lows, defeating any possibilities of seeing a trend line in formation here. Down in the bearish critical zone, pressure is on to the downside. Stochastics continuing further down to new lows as well. Yeah, playing around with the top side of the bearish control zone here. Likely we see entry as well. Any candle closure below this region here at, again, 44, we'll just call it 44.45. I will be looking for a move all the way down to that change of behavior point at 4,300 bucks even. The only thing that would convince me otherwise, get the fuck off my channel, you bot. Fucking spam, fucking losers. Go fuck with someone else's channel. Trying to do some important shit here. God damn it. What the frizzle frazzle? Fuck. Guy, post your bullshit, your spam somewhere else, please. Thank you. Kindly, the fuck off my page if you're gonna be posting spam. I gotta get one of those. I gotta get one of those spam blockers for my YouTube channel because I have a feeling that as we grow, some of these bots and some of these algorithms and some of these spammers are really just gonna irk me by posting those bot bullshit. VOT.FYI. Fuck you. That's spam. Get off my pan. Get off my channel, dude. Outside of that, again, coming back to price action here, any candle closure below 44.50 here. Again, I will be looking for price action to move towards 4,300 bucks, and we already know what happens if we close below the macro structural high or low here at 4,300 bucks. I will be looking for major moves to the downside to continue. First target to the downside being like 42.50. But likely we see continuation to the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci retracement level here. So, I can kind of get rid of that inconsequential level. Yeah, we could bounce along this region here, but ultimately the target to the downside would be like 41.90, right? And again, the only thing that convinces me otherwise, as far as the bullish structure is concerned, is if we confirm a macro high or low and continue to new heights above 47.20, right? Until we confirm new highs. It's tradable, right? It is tradable. If we see the 21 exponential here and creep closer to price action, if we start seeing consolidation and some formulation of a macro low here, we could have a trade to the upside. And I'm not saying it's not, again, I'm not saying... Excuse me for just a second. I'm not saying it's not tradable.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the structure itself, confirming two change of behaviors, taking out two lows, right? While I don't believe those are, highly... excuse me. I almost had a sneeze, excuse me. Well, I don't consider these lows right here extremely consequential, right? These are kind of inconsequential lows. The major low that I'm paying attention to is right here. Again, $4,300.
So as far as price action is concerned, could we see a bounce here? Yeah, it wouldn't be out of the question to see a bounce all the way back up to this region here, $4,500, maybe even a little higher towards like 45, 70, maybe even all the way back up to the 21 exponential. But again, as long as we are in a formulating downtrend that is confirming lower lows as the days go by, I will be on lower high alert until proven otherwise, until we start seeing trend reverse to a macro bullish structure. Pressure is to the downside, ladies and gentlemen, and it is likely to be the same for everything that we look at here today, except for maybe Dixie. Yeah, consolidating around the 21 exponential. This one's kind of the same disposition until proven otherwise. We do see RSI playing around with that 50 read, peaking above it, not really confirming anything right now. Back above the 21 yesterday, and now we're applying pressure on it once again. We are seeing a little bit of a short-term time frame consolidation phase here. Right, what happens? We do have a little bit of a 4-hour uptrend right now, and we are applying pressure to current resistance here. Any 4-hour candle closure above 95.82, I will look for that red horizontal resistance at 96.31, especially on the daily time frame. If we do see closures above 96.31, we likely have confirmation of a macro structural higher low and uptrend continuation for the bullish US dollar index here. Again, this is a bullish asset. The US dollar index is still very much so bullish on all accounts. We do see stochastics here continuing back above the 50 read, flashing a critical signal. Now, if today we see a candle closure above the 21, that will be a second warning shot. Well, it won't be able to be confirmation. It'll be confirmation in confluence with stochastics breaking above. God, what the fuck? Can you leave? Can you get off my channel, man? Like, what do you get out of posting stupid shit in the comment sections? Like, all right, here's a fucking rant. What do you get by posting stupid shit in the comment section of a YouTube channel? I gotta know. What do you get? What is your reward? Because it feels to me like you're wasting your fucking time posting shit that doesn't mean shit in my comment section. What are you doing? Get out. Unless you're here to trade and learn to trade, or you're going to post an actual ticker for an analysis request, get the fuck out. Spam? Waste of time? Bots? Bullshit? Come on, man. All right, rant's over. For the US dollar index, though, yes, we are still macro bullish here. Again, just because we see a little bit of a poke, we did get confirmation below the diagonal trend line here. But again, diagonals do not hold as much weight as horizontals, in my opinion. While I do believe diagonals are relevant, and we can see quite obviously in this formation that the diagonal trend line has been extremely relevant, we do see here that horizontals saved the day for this asset, and potentially we are, looking at a macro structural higher low here in the formation. Again, we are applying pressure to current resistance. If we do break above that region, I will be looking for 96.32. Anything above that, I will be looking for a massive continuation and a bullish trend continuation, again, towards that $97 target we've been talking about for quite some time, realistically. Unless we come back up and top out again and then just, see a downtrend. But with the way the general market is moving, I think the US dollar index will remain bullish on all accounts. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. If you make a trade or investment decision based off this analysis, you're an idiot. Do your own research. Moving on. What's next? Bitcoin. I do believe this is going to be a shorter video just because the sentiment is the same on everything. We likely see a confirmation of a change of behavior for cryptocurrency today. Price action breaks below tentative support, confirming new lows, and then immediately get confirmation continuation towards the next zone. First target to the downside has been met at $38,000. If we get this secondary candle closure below this red line of possible new tentative resistance, I will consider Bitcoin officially in a bear market. Weekly time frame, same thing. Lows have been taken out. A few lows have been taken out. We are seeing a downtrend formulate on the weekly time frame. All-time high here, boom. Lower high here, boom. Lower lows here. We got till Sunday. You know, I could be wrong. Bitcoin could revert. But if we get a weekly time frame candle closure on new lows, continuing to the downside, I'm going to look at this as a bear market. I really am. I'm going to be looking at this as a bear market, and this bear market could last for a whole ass year, which excites me because I've been ready to trade a legitimate long-term bear market for quite some time, and this could be my first ever opportunity in this market ever to do so. That's it. That's it. Now, realistically, yes. Could we confirm this structure here as a macro point of pivotal reversal here for the bullish perspective? Yeah, actually we could see it do this, right? We could see it follow this kind of trend line right here. It would still remain macro bullish technically. If we want to use the last low in formation here, the structural, the macro, the first macro higher low here, before continuing to all-time highs again, it wouldn't be out of the question, right? But again, I go based off what the evidence is telling me on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, and what do we see? RSI, new lows in the bearish control zone. Exponential forced back to a negative slope, rejection of the exponential, looking for the exponential to enter the bearish control zone as well. Stochastics rejecting the bearish control zone top, re-entering the bearish control zone. None of this is healthy. None of this is healthy from a bullish perspective right now. So while we are seeing continuation, if I get confirmation below $40,700, I will be looking for continuation to like $36,000. That'll be the first target that I'm looking at, and likely lower here. Now, closures below this, this region here, absolutely, oops, I deleted it by accident. Absolutely confirms macro bearish sentiment. While I am convinced that we have confirmed, and likely will confirm today, a change of behavior on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, and likely the weekly time frame on Sunday at closure, we still have this low here to consider. We could formulate a structure, a higher low structure, in confluence with this low right here, right? So while I do believe the pressure is onto the downside, this doesn't look healthy. Bitcoin does not look healthy, and it's likely that the rest of the cryptocurrency market doesn't look healthy as well. The only thing that would convince me at this point that we stop and reverse and likely confirm a macro higher low in confluence with this macro higher low from July 20th would be a stop and reversal here and a closures on new highs above fucking $44,000. With confirmation. If we do get that, yeah, I'd start looking for the next target, 46,000, 47,000, 47,005, and beyond. But until that condition is met, man, the pressure is being applied to the downside. The 21 is controlling price action. RSI is in the bearish control zone. Stochastics is in the bearish control zone. Lots of rejections happening. The bears have control of this market right now. So until proven otherwise, I am going to be looking for continuation to the downside. Gotta pull up requests. Ugh. Only 3 of them. Let's knock them out. Looks like we will be having a little bit of a shorter stream tonight, which is cool with me because I have shit to do. Yeah, that's not the right chart. That's not the right chart either. What chart did I use? FTX? What the fuck? There we go. Price action escaping the blue box territory here. Pressure implied to the downside. Never saw a real reversal. Hitting the first target being met to the downside at about 40 cents here. Continuation below 40 cents. And I will look for the spot 236 Fibonacci retracement level right around 32 maybe 33 cents to the downside. We are definitely in a downtrend from a daily time frame perspective, and we just confirmed, well, we likely confirmed new lows here today. Stochastics, this is your evidence of bearishness, right? Rejecting the bullish control zone 3 times, and then straight continuation to the downside, back into the bearish critical zone. Doesn't speak volumes for the bullish perspective. Downtrend on the RSI as well, continuing to reject the negatively sloped exponential, confirming new lows as well. Pressure, just like Bitcoin, is implied to the downside. If Bitcoin goes bearish, this one likely does the same thing. But as far as the structure is concerned, realistically, as long as we're above this region here, we could confirm a macro higher low anywhere above this region. So from a long-term perspective, in my opinion, this one's still bullish. Technically, this one is still bullish. Crow is still bullish until we see price action closures below like 15 cents. Because I do believe this region here is the only macro low to be in consideration of for the macro trend as a whole. So realistically, we could come all the way down here to like 19, maybe 20 cents, and then base a structural higher low here, and then continue to the upside. The only thing at this current moment in time that would convince me of any bullish price action movement from this point would be reversal back above the 21 exponential and confirming new highs. Now, where does that point lie? Here. Candle closures above 50 cents would convince me that we likely see reversal, but again, pressure is being implied to the downside. And while everything and anything in the stock market and cryptocurrency market can happen at any given time, the evidence that suggests, the evidence suggested to me is telling me bearish pressure is on. Matic, probably the same, probably getting hit a little worse. Let's look. MATIC USD. Yeah, new lows. New lows confirmed. Continuation to the first support at $1.86 confirmed. Target has been met. Looks like this formation here is starting to flip. Definitely starting to flip. Downtrend, yeah, downtrend confirmed. Higher, all-time high, boom, low, lower high, lower lows. We do have a downtrend here on Matic USD. RSI back below the 50 read and continuing to new lows, bearish pressure. Stochastics rejecting the bullish control zone, back into the bearish control zone. Yes, bearish, bearish. Now, again, same thing with this one. Macro is still intact. The macro is still intact for Matic. What a disgusting cryptocurrency for sure. Realistically, we could just go into this year-long weird consolidation phase, but with the way price action is looking at the current moment in time, it is suggested that pressure to the downside is on. Any candle closure below 186, I will look for the next level to be met somewhere around 164. And the only thing at this point that would convince me of real bullish momentum would be a closure on new highs and a secondary candle closure above the 21 exponential, right above $2.45. If that condition is met, I will look for the one spot 272 once again, which is technically current resistance for the all-time high, and that is a major level for continuation to new all-time highs. But until then, again, the evidence is suggesting downside momentum, and that's where I'm going to leave Matic. What's next? LCID. I think I did this one yesterday, and I already forget what the chart looks like. LCID, yeah, below the 21, still looking for continuation towards this region here at $36 even. If we do see a closure, which in my opinion is likely below the $36 region, I will look for full-blown continuation to 28.30. And the only thing that would convince me otherwise at the current would be a flip back above the 21 with confirmation, at which point I would look for tentative resistance at 46.75. But until then, we confirmed below the 21. We tried to get back above it today. Just kidding. Rejected. New lower price action closure. I'm looking for. I'm looking for 36.26 coming into tomorrow, maybe the next couple of days. And if we do break that region here, we likely see downtrend continuation. Again, we are technically etching out the beginning formations of a downtrend. We got the all-time high right here, and then boom, crashing to new lows, consolidating, pumps back up, lower high. kind of makes you think that the next thing that's going to be coming here for this one is lower lows. Not only that, but we have critical signals being confirmed with a rejection of the 50 read here for the RSI, and stochastics continuing through the the bullish control zone after rejecting the critical zone towards the neutral zone. So we do have implied pressure to the downside, but again, the macro, in my opinion, is still set in stone until we close below this region. So realistically, we could see pulls all the way back down to 28 bucks, all the way back down to 22 bucks, and to confirm some kind of a structural higher low. Can I have my line, please? Thank you. Make it blue because it's not critical. Okay. Boom. So that's kind of gonna do it for LCID. Well, in continuation above the current lower high at 46.73 will lead me to believe that price action continuation to the current all-time high at 56.50 is the next likely move. But again, momentum oscillators are suggesting downside momentum here. Price action is continuing to remain below the 21 exponential. Pressure is implied to the downside. It is a short stream. I gave you guys the critical information that's very important. It's very possible that we see a long-term bear market to start to formulate here in a lot of these assets that we are looking at. So it's very crucial to continue to pay attention to the charts, continue to pay attention to price action, and continue to monitor what it's doing so that you have the freshest perspective possible when you're trading or investing. And that's going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the short stream, but that's all I have to provide. A lot of the same sentiment. Once again, bearish. I'm starting to lose that bullish hope as price action continues towards those macro levels to potentially change the macro perspective. So in the next couple of days, we'll see what happens. It should be very exciting to see what happens if we do confirm a bear market, and we will definitely cover all the juicy stuff that that we need to know for that time if it comes. Again, anything can happen. I could be wrong. We could flip back into a bullish structure, but again, the evidence being provided to me tells me we're losing some steam. The bulls have lost some of their steam, and I think the bears are starting to take over a little bit. So that's going to wrap it up, everybody. Thanks for coming to the stream. Thanks for watching. Fuck you scammers. I hate you. Get out of my channel. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Peace out. Oh! Who's turning up 5517? Hello! I just finished my stream. I guess I'll give you like 60 seconds. I was going to just hit the end stream button, but if you have any requests, my dude, this has been a short stream today, and a lot of the sentiments is the same. Okay. So we got SPY Futures. Let's go ahead and take a look at it, brother. I'll do SPY Futures one more time. Coming in and looking at SPY Futures here. Again, I did just confirm this at the beginning of the video here. We are looking at new lows once again. While I do believe that these lows here are inconsequential and not part of the macro structure here, we have confirmed a change of behavior not once, but twice. So pressure is implied to the downside for this one. We're currently resting on the 4440 support. Any candle closure below that region here that flips to new tentative resistance, I will be looking for a test of the macro structural low that we have been focused on for quite some time. Excuse me. Now, I'm going to show you NASDAQ because this one's a little bit closer to confirming a change of behavior here. And if NASDAQ breaks the macro low and flips to a bearish perspective, and again, that is a long-term bearish perspective, it's likely that we see the same thing on SPY Futures here. Again, NASDAQ rejecting the 21 exponential, confirming lower highs, seeing continuation to new lows, and now we're seeming to look in that potentially playing around with that change of behavior point. Again, long-term change of behavior points right around 14,485. So while SPY Futures doesn't look as critical just yet, we technically could formulate a macro higher low structure here. That would not be out of the question, but momentum oscillators tell me something else. RSI playing around with that top side of the bearish control zone, basically taking out every low in its path, in its wake, except for the last major RSI low all the way back in 2020. So we haven't been in the that's crazy to think about. We haven't been in the bearish control zone with SPY Futures since fucking 2020. It's been 2 years. That is crazy to think about, that this bull market has been continuing since the coronavirus crash. 2 whole years. absolutely phenomenal. But now we're seeing new lows, and we're seeing pressure on the bearish control zone here for RSI. Stochastics in the bearish critical zone here. Last time we saw entry into the bearish critical zone, again, was in 2020, November of 2020. Actually, no. 2021, September of 2021. That was almost hard to see. I almost missed that, but we can see that we have exponentially taken out those lows here, and we see that the bears have absolute control at the current moment in time. So with this new perspective here, if we do confirm today's candle closure below this region at $4,500, I will consider that as tentative resistance, and I will be looking for continuation below 44.45. And I'm going to be realistically looking for the macro high, the macro structural low, the change of behavior point at $4,300 to potentially be tested to the downside. It wouldn't be out of the question to see a little bit of a bounce at this region here. Give me 1 second. Right around like 43.85. But you know, with the trend formulating the way that it is, you know, all-time high, lower high, below the 21, continuation to new lows twice, we have a downtrend. So, you know, again, it is possible we could bounce up all the way to this resistance here at 45.70, but until we see new highs above the current lower high at 47.20, I'm on lower high watch, right? I'm on lower high watch. So if we do get a bounce, yes, it is tradable in my opinion, but I'm going to be looking for lower highs to formulate, and I'm going to be looking for this market, just like the rest of the market, to continue some form of downtrend. Now, we were talking about the weekly perspective here for this one. Obvious change of behavior for the weekly time frame here, taking out this this low at 45.38. NASDAQ looks a little more heinous, taking out a major weekly structural low at the current here. We have 15 hours, 50 minutes left. Anything can happen, but if we confirm new weekly lows, well, I do believe bounces are possible. Big bounces are possible. Again, I'm going to be on lower high alert. I'm going to be looking for a lower high structure, and I'm going to be looking for the bear market to fully initiate until further notice. So that's kind of my sentiment here for NASDAQ and SPY futures. I hope you got what you needed out of that. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell. And for those of you that are already a part of the community, thank you for being here. And that's going to do it for tonight. You already know what it is. I already did this earlier, but oh well. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.